Hello, welcome to the second step, the knowledge audit. Here we are clearing the confusion and really talking about what you really know about fitness. You see, I think the knowledge audit was one of the reasons I came into compassionate routine blueprint because I see all the information, a lot of confusion around fitness, what fitness really is. And as we talked about in the previous lesson, fitness is just your ability to do a thing. But nowadays, when we hear fitness, we hear weight loss, we hear muscle, we hear every other thing that is not just your ability to do a thing. Fitness can just be your ability to walk up the stairs, your ability to lift a certain size of a thing. So at every point in your life, you're fit enough to do a particular thing. So whatever you can do now, whatever fitness routine, whatever exercise routine, whatever movement you can do, you are fit enough for that thing. So what we usually aim for is to be fit enough to do something harder. So it's more like building capacity to do a thing. But where we normally have the problem is the knowledge gap and how to bring fitness, nutrition, and everything together to give you what you're looking for, to give you weight loss, to give you weight gain, to give you strength, to give you health, to help you build muscle, to tone you up. So what we do most times is start collecting. We start collecting information, looking at fitness accounts, looking at YouTube videos, trying the walking ones, the running, the different exercises, intermittent, fasting, keto, whatever. And when we start to collect, we become confused. So if you think about all the information you've collected randomly on fitness, you don't feel grounded either ways. You still feel confused and overwhelmed. And with the rise of ChatGPT, AI, social media, it's like so many. There's this thing called the food noise and the exercise noise, where you're always thinking about food, you're always thinking about one thing or the other. It just never always makes sense to you. So in this module, we are laying it all out because collecting doesn't equal clarity, that you know so much about fitness, that you know so much about exercise doesn't mean you're clear on what to do when it comes to your own journey. And I used to be there before I became a nutritionist. I knew everything about exercise. I thought I knew everything about exercise because I could exercise when I was motivated. I could just push through, but I didn't really know because I was. And when you don't know, you're always chasing one thing: weight loss. You're just pushing through the pain, being disciplined just to sculpt your body or just to push through weight loss a certain way. But at the end of the day, you're exhausted, you're burnt out. We don't talk about the burnout that comes with exercising regularly and not having an energy check or a routine check for what you should be doing at each point in that. And that is as a result of a knowledge gap. In this module, as I said, we are going to be laying it all out. What fitness advice, routine, and nutrition tip have you tried? If you go to so many Facebook groups where somebody says, "Oh, I started my fitness program 4 days ago and now I cannot continue," you start to hear people bombarding you with advice. Drink this, don't drink this, work out this way. But has it ever helped? Or has it kept you even more stuck and feeling miserable? I want you to know that this is a safe space. The whole idea behind change movement is compassion. This is where you are allowed to bring that shame you feel around your body, bring that shame you feel around not being able to follow through an exercise program. I want you to know that it is not you, because think about it. When it comes to your work life, when it comes to your family life, when it comes to your friends, every other area of your life, you show up strong, you show up disciplined. But when it comes to your fitness, it feels like there is that thing that is holding you back because there is never enough quality information. There's too much noise. This thing worked for me, so I'm sharing it to the public. No, that is not how it works. Our bodies are all different. Our environment is different. Our past is different. Our experiences are different. And I want you to know that your body is unique to you. Nobody can tell you about your body more than you. Even when you go to a doctor, the doctor will ask you the symptoms you are experiencing. The doctor doesn't know about your body more than you do. You know what goes in your body, goes on in your body. So I want you to think about all the fitness routines, nutrition tips that you've tried. Which ones made you feel stronger and which ones left you more confused? I remember being in an exercise mat one day and asking myself, is this what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? Because that particular workout exercise, that movement left me feeling miserable. There's that warmth feeling just washed over me, and I felt like this is too hard. I can't continue doing this for the rest of my life. So, which one made you feel great? Because there are sometimes you get on an exercise program and you just feel good. For me, it's kettlebells. I love kettlebells any day. Just seeing them without even trying them, I knew I loved this movement. I loved the way the person was moving. And when I started to try kettlebells, I saw a lot of deficits, and I've been working out for so long, I was in pain. But with kettlebells, I saw a whole lot of deficits in my movement. All those pains disappeared because I started moving right. So you have to find what makes you feel stronger. I started feeling good, and in feeling good, I was able to show up better and I became stronger. So the goal here is not to find the perfect plan, it's to find something that you always come back to. See how I'm talking about the kettlebells? Remember, I had to go bridge my knowledge gap when it came to this kettlebell. I had to practice, and as I said in the previous video, you have to do, you have to explore, you actually have to move, you have to get on an exercise mat. Even if you don't have an exercise mat, get on the floor and move. Do a squat right now, not that jumping jack, high energy squat you're used to. I want you to slow it down. Get on your feet, 2 feet, plant it firmly on the ground, and actually do a squat. Slow it down, 4, 5, 6 seconds, slow down, squat, and 6 seconds up. Right, I want you to try that right now. Picture it and do it. You don't need me doing it. Just picture it and do it. You have done a squat so many times, but slow it down this time around. Breathe through the process. The idea is actually to learn how to move and not just to push through into movement. That is the whole idea behind this audit. I want you to understand what your body responds to, what feels supportive. As you're doing the squats, listen to your body. What feels good? Do you have to move your legs or your feet to the right a little bit to accommodate the way your body is structured? I want you to think about it. This is where you bring curiosity. I talk about curiosity a lot. You bring curiosity into whatever you're doing. What food feels good? The first step to knowing what food your body wants to eat or what food is good in your body is what feels good in your mouth. Sometimes we think about fitness from this place of bland vegetables, but maybe you don't like salad because it wasn't made the way you love it. You made it bland and you don't like it, and that's okay. So you bring curiosity to replace the shame behind not being able to move. And this affects us in different body sizes because fitness culture, the fitness industry introduces us to almost the same size and shape of bodies that will feel like if you're in a bigger body, you cannot move a certain way. But that's not really true. If you train your body to know how to move, you can do any movement. So yeah, you've tried a lot of challenges, you've tried dictacies to make it quicker, and then there's this one thing that I hear all the time. People say, oh, let me focus on my nutrition first and then I'll get to exercise, because that is a very clear sign of a knowledge gap, right? It's a very clear sign because they both work hand in hand. They both are the spice of life. They come together to make everything about your body feel great. They come together to help you build a strong, healthy, and a happy body. Because trying random things is not the same thing as building knowledge. And confusion isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign that you've been overloaded with guidance. Like, we have been overloaded with too much guidance when it comes to your fitness. Coaches telling you what to do and not what not to do. It keeps you confused because on your own you do not know what to do. And that is the whole idea behind compassionate routine autonomy. You need to be able to decide what workouts you want to do on a particular day without somebody telling you, no, it's bad, no, it's not good. You need to have that confidence to decide and feel good about it. So now we get into understanding the knowledge gap. The truth is that you don't need more information. I'm not going to be teaching you about exercise. I'm not going to be giving you nutrition tips. And if you want ideas, you want to learn about proper nutrition, Check out Roots of Wellness in Jane's Movement, where I go deep into macros, calories, food, exercise, and how you bring them together. Calories, protein, carbohydrate, fat, what they mean, how they work in your body, vitamins, and all of those little details you need to know about nutrition for a beginner level. And this is good for if you have a family. It's still that bringing you to the place of autonomy where you understand food and not somebody telling you, oh, avoid sugar because sugar is bad. But you understand what sugar is and you understand its energy and knowing when you need it and when you don't need it. It's as simple as that, really. So in this knowledge audit, we're going to go through everything you've learned, everything you've tried, and start pulling out what's actually useful for you. The past is actually a learning path for us. You look back at everything you've done because your body is unique. Your body doesn't fit that one size fits all plan that you get into. A one program for 500 people in one group, or you're trying to make it work. If you notice, it's usually very few that say, oh, this thing works, and the rest is left feeling like maybe I have been doing something wrong. You have not been doing something wrong. It just wasn't for you. It just wasn't right for you at that moment. Maybe in another situation, in another environment, that particular program would have worked for you. But it's not working. Why? Because it wasn't for you. You didn't consider the life you're living right now, your emotion, your capacity. I mentioned these three your mental capacity, your physical capacity, and your emotional capacity. They really come in handy when it comes to your routine, your fitness, your exercise, your ability to perform a certain exercise. So what you need is a foundational understanding so you can make your own confident choices. So this is why it matters. A lot of people quit their routines because they are unmotivated. Not because you you don't know what to do, but because you're exhausted by confusion. You're confused on what one thing to do. You're always asking yourself, is this the right workout? Am I doing enough? Why don't I feel better after following all these, rules and drinking all these detoxes? Because it's just not for you. It's as simple as that. So instead of collecting more tips, from today onwards, I want you to stop collecting tips from anybody. We're going to audit what you already know, so we can end confusion and start to understand what actually works for you. So I want you to go into your journal, right? Go into your journal and look at all the questions. What are all the fitness? And I'm going to just give you a few here, and you can go into the audit journal. Make sure you've downloaded it, look at it. I keep updating it with new questions when I do more research, something that just brings you out, right? What are all the fitness programs, diets that you've tried in the past? I just want you to write them out. Write them out. What diets do you know? You know a lot. You've done keto, you've done intermittent fasting, you've done OMAD, you've tried to do water fasts. Just list them out. What YouTube videos have you done? Now I want you to think about the ones that actually helped you. I'm of the belief that there is no bad diet. You can do your keto, you can do intermittent fasting, you can do all of those things, and those things are perfect. But when you have a knowledge gap, it feels like punishment. You see, I can decide to go on a water fast now and do on that diet because I want to lose weight. According to the knowledge I have, I'm going to be able to stay on that diet. Why? Because I understand the foundations of it. I understand what I am doing. I know it's because I have studied it. It's not going to be a hopeless fast and hoping I lose weight. I know how to manage my energy levels. I know what exercises I should do and not do. I know, and I respect my capabilities where they start and where they finish. That's the difference. Your experiences matter on your ability to do a thing. It happens with everything, with business, with family. If you're a new-time mom, if you're a first-time mom or a mom of three, your experiences are different. So I want you to list out all the fitness programs you've tried in the past and diet tips. Which ones helped you feel good and which ones felt exhausting, confusing, and unsustainable? Some of them, after a while, when you think about it, doesn't feel great at all. It doesn't feel good. I'm even using the word great. It doesn't feel good. So think about them. Maybe separate them somehow in your journal. Think about which ones felt good, which ones felt made you feel good. And I want you to especially think about those ones that made you feel good. Think about it. Those ones that made you want to, maybe you love jumping, like you love skipping, and they make you feel good. Maybe along the way you started to diet, and then you don't have the energy to skip as much as you could. It's a knowledge gap. Let me tell you why. When you start to diet and then you're doing a high intensity, because jumping ropes, make you breathe very, very hard, and that's cardio, right? And your body requires energy at a level to do a certain thing. And being a runner, I understand the energy dip and your body making its own energy from your stored energy to continue to run. But if you don't know how to navigate that dip, it becomes a problem. It's a knowledge gap. So when you're doing a long distance run, it comes a moment where you feel like you can almost pass out, like you're tired. But if you push through that place, that is where you build the mental and the emotional and the physical capacity in one, because it's going to affect you emotionally, it's going to affect you mentally, and it's going to affect you physically. But it takes a very short while, and sometimes it could be longer to get through that. So if you don't have enough knowledge on how energy works and how physical activities work, it becomes something and then the goal behind it, you're feeling sad, you want to lose weight, your body image, you have this low self-esteem when it comes to the shape of your body. All those things come into play in that moment, and these are the critical small things we don't talk about enough. So I want to really think about that. Okay, so what workouts do you know by name, and what do you think they mean? Do you think it's a strength workout? Do you think it's a flexibility workout? Do you think the endurance workout? Think about the workouts you know by name. And this is just reminding me of all the other videos I would have to do. And if you have any question, please ask me. Drop it on the WhatsApp group. I'm going to put a link to a WhatsApp group. So just ask me on the WhatsApp group what videos you want to see, what confusions you still have, because we have to do a lot of unlearning and relearning when it comes to fitness. So I want you to also ask yourself, the last question is, where do I still feel unsure and overwhelmed, and what's missing? You might not really know what's missing, so ask me that question. When you've listed all of these things, you would have certain questions. How do I blend this? How do I know what energy this food gives me? These are foundational. You don't have to get a certification on it. These are foundational informations you get when you start to explore. And those questions are important to ask them when you are already exploring, not when you're still looking for theory. Remember, we're not collecting information anymore. We are doing. And as we are doing, when you get to a place where it feels like your emotional and your mental capacity and your physical capacity cannot take it anymore, ask yourself what knowledge gap is missing here and what can I do about it. Don't give up on your routine to your fitness goal, because your fitness is still really important in you being whatever you want to be in life, in you showing up for your family, in your ability to have joy. We don't talk about how much energy it takes to have joy. So let's take the pressure off. You are not behind. You're not dumb for not knowing every details about cardio or carbs or protein. It's okay you don't know, it's not your field, and you never really thought about it properly in the first place. So this moment, we need to stop outsourcing to whatever is trending for fitness and start looking inwards. Slow down your exercise. Look at your food. Look around you. What feels good? What tastes good? Look at your tongue. What textures of food do you actually like? Okay? Start tuning in. And the next, and now please sit down with the audit journal and go through the questions and think about them. You don't need to score yourself. You don't need to do anything. Just think about them. There are ones where you have to check from 1 to 10 which one is the answer. So just get you thinking. Go through this audit yourself. Okay, in the next video we are going into the routine audit and looking at how fitness can weave into your daily life. Now we know our knowledge gap. You have awareness of where you are. Now we're going to go into our routines. How can fitness come into your actual life, not your wish list version, not that fitness you wish you had that fitness routine you wish you can keep up with, how can it actually be in? So now take 10 to 15 minutes to complete your knowledge audit and ask yourself, what do I already know that I've never given myself credit for? You know something to a certain level, and you've never really given yourself credit for that. And you're already wiser than you think. Let's build on that. I'll see you in the next lesson.